What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of That Hobby Show. With me, as always, is Houston from Chasing the Graph. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, how are you?
Good, good. It's been a while, but we have a lot of cool stuff to talk about, especially in the world of wrestling. Uh, so last weekend, WrestleMania number, what was that? 37, 38?
38 it was.
Yeah.
hmm
I didn't watch it myself. I saw a lot of highlights. What did you think of it?
That's probably the most WWE that I've watched in a long time. Like I would uh probably the most I've watched in probably 20 years if you put like hours together on it. Because I watched
Yeah,
both.
because it's 2 days now.
Yeah. And I went to a Raw back in September of last year, and then I watched the Royal Rumble back in January. So in the last, like 6 months, I've watched more WWE than I have in the last 20 years, at least, if not 22 years. And I was actually surprised. I was actually surprised at how sports entertained I was.
Yeah, that is their goal, to make sure you're entertained with their sports. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see a lot of it. Just like all the gifs or gifs or however you want to say it. But
Mhm.
I always get them confused because they look alike. But Logan, was it Logan or Jake Paul?
I think it was Jake Paul. Yeah, Jake
Yeah.
Paul, like, the Miz tag team.
I was impressed, man. That dude, he, like, for a social media person, he definitely looks like somebody that's been putting in time in the ring. I mean, hell, he had more moves than Hulk Hogan.
Definitely, he does. Yeah, I was very surprised by his him and Pat McAfee's repertoire, if you will.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, McAfee, hasn't he had matches before?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So this Paul brother, that's not, is that the one that boxes?
yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
okay.
I get him confused. I just know Jake is the one that was when he was still like YouTube famous and nothing more. He went
Yeah.
to the suicide forest in Japan, and there was, that whole deal. And he was
Mhm.
just like sitting there filming, a body hanging from a tree, and was just like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
oh,
remember seeing that. That was a
mhm.
pretty cringe. Some other big WWE news. Well, I know what WWE news you want to talk about. We'll have plenty of time for that though. But WWE Prism released. Uh, Everybody went ape shit over it for 48 hours, maybe 72 hours, and now it's crashing back to Earth. Uh, and then I heard this morning that on Target.com that their hanger packs dropped.
Yeah, they did. They were, I think, 14.99 a piece. I think is what they were.
Yeah,
Um, I somebody sent me the link, but I couldn't tell if it was 14.99 for three or 14.99 each with a limit of three. I think it was the 14.99 each with a limit of three.
gotcha. Did you pick any up?
Nah, I've spent so much of my time in the hobby buying stupid shit out of FOMO and just because of the Fox panic around everything. And so I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just not like, if I see a blaster, because it's a first edition product, I'll probably grab one, rip it, and call it a day. But I'm not gonna lose my shit over it. I'm just not like, I'm not that big into WWE anyway, and I think the Prism design is ass at best.
Yeah, I mean, for a person like me, I absolutely hate Prism
Mhm.
because I try to get everything signed. And so a Prism card, that's just more prep that you got to do, A, to get it signed, and then B, it's not like a regular base card where you can just put them on top of each. When you're getting your autographs, your cards, put them on top of each other. You got to almost sleeve the cards immediately because of that surface. It'll scratch the autograph off. But as I say, I hate Prism. There was a guy that how people on Twitter now, they go to their Walmart or their Target and they'll take pictures of the card section. Somebody took a picture of the card section and they actually had NASCAR cards, and but they were Prism. I was like, dude, if you can do a cost plus shipping, help a brother out, because I just want to open up some NASCAR stuff. And so I ended up getting 2 overpriced blasters of NASCAR cards. Dave is checking in. What's up, buddy? I got your cards. I don't know if I had thanked you on Twitter or not, but the cards showed up this weekend, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. And once I get moved to the new house, I'm going to start doing the TTM again for the foreigners that played in Japan. So get that back up and going. But another I'm getting sidetracked. But another shitty thing about moving, I ordered a huge stack of address labels for TTM to make my life a little bit easier.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I ordered 1,000 and I got through 100. So, yeah, because now my address is, changed.
Completely different.
Yeah. But luckily, it was the place that you went through, and the cost for the labels really wasn't that bad for 1,000. I think it was like $10 or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I've wasted more money on dumb shit like Prism NASCAR. Today I went to Walmart and they had a blaster of Fortnite cards, and I almost bought the Fortnite cards because I've seen the prices for their cracked ice or whatever their hologram card is. Yeah, those are going insane for people that don't even exist. Fortnite characters. So the temptation was there. I had it in my cart. I had it in my basket. Walked around with it for a little bit, and then I put it back. So.
Yeah, I saw probably 4 or 5 of them at Target last week or the week before, and I started going through and on eBay and looking, and the blasters there are not worth much more than cost plus shipping, and most of the singles aren't, but a few bucks. But like you said, the heroes, if you get one, then, you'll make your money back for sure. And I was like, the risk wasn't worth the reward to me, knowing that I was going to pull a bunch of shit cards and, be stuck with a blaster and $8 worth of cards.
Yeah, and it's not like you can use the cards for TTM. So at least if it's like a Rick and Morty card or Star Trek or whatever, you can at least send the card to the actors to get signed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they don't even talk in Fortnite. I don't know. I sound like an old person. I'd have to call my kids. Do they have voices?
I've seen people play it. Like, I've been in the room with people playing it, but I couldn't tell you shit about it. I really couldn't.
I went up and see my kids this weekend, and they wanted my youngest wanted me to play Fortnite, and he was trying to explain everything to me. And his controller has, I'm going to sound really old, it had 12 buttons. I could not hang. I could not do it. I couldn't do it. And then I got destroyed in Madden because I didn't know the buttons, so they wanted to talk shit. When I was calling superior plays, I was just throwing in double coverage instead of my wide open wide receiver. So, yeah. But
yeah, I didn't even know controllers had evolved that much.
Yeah, dude. And they're expensive as shit because my kids like to break their controllers. So I'm getting to the point where it's like I'm not buying them anymore. If you want a new controller, we can go to Target or Walmart after you help me pull some weeds or rake the rocks in the front yard. Because
Yeah.
here in Arizona we don't have grass. We got rocks and weeds. So yeah. But,
And
but
you can
anyway,
send
oh,
help me.
sorry.
I was gonna say, then you could send them here to help me get the pool right.
Dude, they couldn't hang with the humidity.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, they couldn't do it. Today it was 13% and I was dying. I was walking around like my dog, man. I was so dehydrated. I got to take better care of myself. But yeah. So the other wrestling, well, some other wrestling news. Like so, both of us aren't a fan of Prism. I think the card designs look cool, but there's another WWE release coming out.
mhm.
What is it, like next month or something? And those cards look way nicer to me. But
Yeah,
I forget what it's called though.
yeah. I can't remember what it's called either. And I just seen a post about it like earlier today, and I can't think of what it is, but I think because Panini they don't have the WWE license very long, even though they just got it, and I think they're just trying to pump and dump, basically squeeze everything they can out of it, and fuck everything else. Which I mean, that's pretty much been the state of the hobby for the last year anyway. So I mean,
Yeah,
why
it
not?
looked more like a like the mosaic designs, which those I
Yeah,
like better. Like
yeah,
if you're going to make it a chrome card, I like it super colorful. Like those tie dyes and color blast type stuff. Those are really cool. Those I dig. But and maybe with your guy coming back, Cody Rhodes, maybe an American Nightmare tie dye card would be pretty sweet.
yeah, yeah. And that's another reason why I'm not going crazy over Prism is because Cody's not in it. Like, I'm not gonna buy him to a break. I'm not gonna go spend what I did with AEW blasters and spend like I think I've spent damn near $300 total on blasters. And uh, if Cody has them and one in a card in the next set, I'll probably chase singles. But if he has any cards, if Panini does an Optic WWE at all, I'll probably go ape shit over those because Optic's my favorite
Ooh,
card. Or
here's a good one. A red, white, and blue. That would be pretty sweet.
yeah, that would.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
would be a sticker auto, but still cool.
yeah. I'd be
Yeah.
down with it, and because obviously he's got the Homelander red, white, and blue look. So red, white, and blue, Prism or Mosaic or Optic or whatever would look pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah. So I was kind of following along with your Twitter timeline during Wrestlemania where so it looked like you were kind of back and forth whether or not he was coming out or not.
Yeah, I say I don't pay a lot of attention to these like ringside news, dirt sheets, and all that because they obviously probably have some inside sources of some, but also I'm a firm believer that Cody probably had people feeding information that wasn't right on purpose, kind of a thing, or WWE had people on their end feeding information that wasn't correct on purpose. And so I was like, there's Cody's been so quiet about this. It's so like rare that a wrestler, gets released, someone of like Cody's stature in a pretty much an unprecedented situation where he had just said 2 months before his contract was up in January that AEW was his home. He wasn't going anywhere. He had his, front office VP role, and the Nightmare Factory students were showing up on Dark regularly. So I was like, there's no way he's leaving. And then, it announces that he's gone. So I was like, got to be a work. It was in his VP contract that he wasn't allowed to go after the AEW championship. He could go after like the the TNT title, which he won 3 times, but he couldn't do a championship run at all. And so I was like, it's probably a work. He's going to come back and maybe like a heel slash tweener, where he's kind of a heel but not really, kind of a face but not really role, and go after the title. And he wasn't posting. Brandy was posting, but it was like pictures of her, pictures of their baby Liberty, and so I was like, he's been too quiet. I don't know. And then like 2 days before WrestleMania, the sources started saying like he's backed out, he's not showing up. It's probably going to be Shane McMahon. And I was like, well, this is some Vince McMahon bullshit. You know, string the people along for months, and then all of a sudden you hear, here comes the money, and Shane O'Mac comes running out doing his backward strut,
Yeah.
and I was like, they're just doing this just to get people to watch WrestleMania. And I was like, well, you know what? I was like, if Cody doesn't come back, I'll, kind of regret not seeing it as it happened, kind of thing. So I was like, whatever they were fucking doing at work, because I'm gonna watch WrestleMania just to see. And so he was facing Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins come out, and he does his little dance that he does. He gets in the ring, and the lights go out, and that's how Cody's interest starts. So I'm literally walking my wife through this as it's happening, like step by step, and I'm like, okay, yeah, the lights going out. That's part of his entrance. I was like, this is a good sign. And then there was a good probably minute and a half pause, and I'm like freaking out, and my wife was kind of like side eyeing me a little bit, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm
What
just
the hell is wrong with you?
yeah, and I'm just like, fucking do it already. And I I listened to his theme song Kingdom. I listen to it like on the drive home sometimes. I know it by heart, and about halfway through that minute pause, fireworks start at the ring and then go up the ramp. And so I'm like, all right, cool, this is it. And then like another 30, 45 seconds go by and nothing happens. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys, like, come on with it. And then it's like a two bass tap, it's like a dun dun. And as soon as I heard that, I popped so hard I scared the shit out of the wife and the dog both. And as soon as I heard that, I knew it was Cody. And then of course his music starts, and he comes up from his Cody Vader, and I'm just like losing my shit.
That's awesome. Did you so they made Panini instant cards of that. Did you pick one up or
No,
two?
I didn't know they fucking did till you just told me.
Oh, really? No,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, like when he came out and he kind of like put his arms up and you can see the fireworks and the American Nightmare banner.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Panini made a card of that. Yeah. I don't know how much they're going for right now. I mean, we can do some research during the show.
I was
Uh,
because I know exactly what
yeah,
I'm doing when we end this little video here.
yeah.
Is
And
it
the good thing is, I don't think that they make well, I don't think it's like Tops Now where they make parallels of them. I could be wrong. If somebody could fill me in, because I've never bought one of the Panini Instant cards. But yeah,
is it the same concept though? Like the cards are available for like a certain date or a certain time, and then you can't order them anymore, kind of thing.
I think I think so. So you might be trapped with eBay. Uh, yeah, let me see real fast. And I spelled instant wrong. Oh my god. Yeah, there are parallels. There's the 101 right now on eBay is going for, well, not going for, but they're asking 1,000. Uh,
Gotcha.
but yeah, here's that's what it looks like.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So there are different parallels. Uh, yeah, so maybe check that out. But that's the only one that I see on. Well, I guess it would help if I spelled everything right. But yeah, yeah, that's all I see is
yeah.
that one.
Okay.
But I don't know. I kind of think his value might drop a little bit now that he's back with WWE, and they're going to probably have him as a mid carder or wherever. I seen that tomorrow he's wrestling Miz, and people are pissed off about that.
Yeah, it's I hadn't never thought to myself that WWE was going to use him correctly. My hope and everyone's hope is that he does have a championship run and he takes, the belts away from Roman, at least one of them, because Roman hasn't lost in like 2 fucking years or something, like 800 days or something.
Yeah, I hate that guy so much.
He's
I
like
just
the WWE golden child.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I've never once thought that he would be used correctly in WWE. I'm just happy mainly of the fact that he's getting the money he deserves and that he's actually going to be watchable on my TV as opposed to the last 2 months where he was under a rock.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you been watching any other sports?
Yeah, I mean, kind of ish. I definitely watched Duke or
Oh
UNC.
yeah, 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 yeah. I had money on the Tar Heels and the championship, and they effed me because I took the money line. I took the goddamn money line. The spread they were getting 4 points. They lost by 3. If I would have just taken the points, would have won. But nope. Yeah.
Yeah,
They they were
Kansas.
killing.
Yeah, Kansas always has UNC's number, and I think it was back in 2008 in the Final Four or the championship game, and Kansas actually absolutely just handled them. I think they were down by like 19 or 20 at one point, and I was watching it at a friend's house, and I got so mad I went outside and like sat on his swing and just like was swinging back and forth and he starts yelling in the house. They're back within two. They're back within two. And I think it was maybe a minute and a half later. I'm like, well, I guess I'll go inside and see see what's going on with that. I went inside and looked, and they were down by like 11 again. So I just went back outside.
Yeah, man. If they could have just made some shots, man, because they had like what 30 offensive rebounds, something ridiculous. But yeah, if they could have, yeah, I'm still
Yeah,
salty.
yeah. To kind of just round that out, other than the Tar Heel games last year or last weekend and WrestleMania, I really haven't watched anything. I did see that the Rangers had a come from behind victory today, and Solak looked pretty good. So
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
still
big
so,
news. Big news out of Japan for our other followers that like to watch. I hope I don't butcher his name. Roki Sasaki, 20-year-old, threw a perfect game. Uh, he had 19 strikeouts,
wow.
and I believe 13 of them were consecutive. So with all those strikeouts, how many pitches you think he threw?
I'd probably go with at least 104.
He threw 105 pitches.
No
Per-
shit.
Perfect game, 19 strikeouts. Yeah, yeah. And so he's 20 years old. If you want to feel even older, his catcher was 18. The combined age of the battery, 38 years old. I'm 40, and those fuckers just threw a perfect game. Yeah, yeah, it was insane, man. And one of the cool things is there was I forget the guy's name that was on Twitter, but they were replaying the game with English commentary today. So if I mean, it's already over, but if you want to check out the highlights, definitely check that out. And then our buddy He'll definitely probably. I can't remember. Is Chibalote, are they in the Pacific League? Because the Pacific League has a Pacific League television, and then our buddy Yaku TV, he does the weekly recaps or daily recaps. But yeah, he was in high school a few weeks ago. Yeah, so check out Pacific League TV, and you'll be on YouTube, and you'll be able to see the breakdown and everything. So that'll be pretty cool to watch. And the kid was just absolutely filthy. Yeah, pretty damn awesome.
Let's hope that wasn't like a fluke kind of thing, and that.
Nah, he's really good. He's good. And then, but of course, all the like, there's so many unemployed pitching and batting coaches on Twitter. It's insane. So they were also, given the what they would do to tweak everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, and also, kid was throwing gas. I think his fastest pitch was what, like 102.5 or just something ridiculous. But luckily, he still has, I believe it's 5 more years before he can get posted, and whatever MLB team picks him up screws him up. So, we have 5 more years of watching him in Japan hopefully dominate. So, yeah.
That's a good thing. I mean, because why can't, the exposure that the MLB has is, pretty much unprecedented compared to anyone else in the media.
But they don't market them. So
exactly. But why can't we just let somebody be great where they're at? Like, why can't we, let
them
be great? And why do we have to, throw millions of dollars for them to come over here, have 4 good games, and that's all that ever happens?
Yeah. Yeah, there was plenty of people that said, "Oh, it's in Japan. They're just trying to make contact. They aren't really swinging, and do that in MLB." Yeah, it's so annoying. But Dave has some good info. So 42. That's just insane, man.
That's unheard of.
Once I get everything unboxed, and once we get everything over to the other house, I'm going to have to look and see how many, if I even have any of his cards. I don't know if he's he's got to be in the MPB top set. I would hope so, because I did get a box of that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll have to look because I'm so unorganized. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
But, yeah. So what else? I had a couple things, and then I got sidetracked. We did. Oh yeah. So I've kind of gone down the road that you went down with getting away from the stick and ball sports. I told this to my girlfriend the other day, and she about lost her GD mind. I was like, I'm kind of done with baseball. Like, I don't really care about it. Spring training was okay, but most of the players, they're still assholes to the fans. Even after the lockout, it's getting harder to watch shows, or it's getting harder to watch games, because not just because of blackouts, but now I got to download all these goddamn apps to figure out what station is showing the game now. Because now they have the Apple TV Plus Game of the Week or something, like on Fridays. And then, yeah, it's just, they're making it too damn hard. You shouldn't, like, it's easier for me to buy a subscription to the CPBL, the Chinese Professional Baseball League in Taiwan. It's easier for me to buy subscription to that service in a language that I can't read or understand, and it's cheaper than MLB TV. I understand that there's how many MLB teams are there? 32, and there's like 6 in the CPBL. So they're like, oh, well, that's where the price difference is. No, because you can watch all the old CPBL games for free with your subscription. And it's like, I don't know, it's like 60, $70 or something like that. Yeah, but MLB has all these different platforms to watch the games. It's a huge pain in the ass, man. Like
I look
it's
at
almost
that the same way as I look at Panini and Topps raising their prices. Is they do all that shit because they know people are still going to go through the hoops and go through the process, and if they have to wait till it's 34 degrees outside at 6:37 p.m. on a Sunday while the sunset is 36 degrees above the horizon to watch a baseball game, they'll do it. And it doesn't work like that anymore.
yeah, no. And I mean, I'm going to sound old again, but the games start too damn late. I'm so glad I live on the West Coast. Because even like for you, the national championship, the men's basketball tournament, what time did that start? It started at like 9 o'clock for you guys, right?
Yeah, I think tip was 9:20. I think
That's insane. Like how? Like why? Why would you do that? Even hell, even an 8:20 start would be a little bit better for y'all. But yeah, I don't. It yeah.
yeah, that was rough watching the Final Four Duke game. Which I mean, it went off at like I think it was like 9 or 9:30 if I remember right, and then WrestleMania Saturday went till midnight, Sunday went till midnight, and then the championship game went till like 11:30, and that'd be golden.
Yeah. Yeah, the couple times I was in Hawaii, it was like, damn, this game's on like super early. But then it's cool because you got the rest of your day. Like I like it out here when NFL games start at like what is it? When the 1 o'clock games start at 10 in the morning, it's awesome. Like breakfast and football. And I'm not talking about breakfast and football where you watch two shitty teams play in London. Like you get the good early games, and yeah, you can hit up IHOP or wherever, and turn your phone on and watch the game. It's pretty fun. But yeah, I don't. It was like it. I don't know. I just couldn't build up the excitement, I guess, for the baseball season during spring training because it's like you have those how do I want to put it? I guess you just have those certain dates that you look forward to. Like I always know second week of February, usually around Valentine's Day, that's when pitchers and catchers report, stuff like that, so you start getting excited for it. But then the lockout was going on, so no pitchers and catchers were reporting or anything. Then MLB takes all of the players off of MLB.com. So I couldn't even search rosters to figure out who the hell was still on baseball teams because the only signings that were going on were the minor league guys, which, that kind of got me excited. But yeah, it just everything happened so fast, and I'm like, meh.
And they didn't even, once the lockout ended, it wasn't even a big deal made about it, which, I think it should have been a very big deal made about it. A couple of, beat writers and ESPN tweeted about it, and then it died, and that was it.
Yeah, and then also, so during the lockout, when spring training was starting, they had the minor leaguers were there, right? The minor leaguers were at spring training. They wouldn't even let fans in. Like they completely shut everything down. Like, so it just really kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just, I mean, I'm still excited for minor league baseball, but as far as MLB, not don't really care. I mean,
Yeah.
I might go to a Diamondbacks game this year. Like this might be the first year, and I can't remember how long that I don't go to an MLB game, and I don't really care because
What
the kid.
what any sleepover?
Yeah, I mean, my kids don't give a shit about baseball. None of my kids play baseball, and like that shocks a lot of people. As much as I love baseball, but one plays soccer, one plays football, one plays volleyball. So yeah, and but uh, so on that note, though, I've gotten back into NASCAR more because I was like, all right, hopefully NASCAR Twitter is a little bit more chill than regular sports Twitter. No, every week it's somebody bitching, like tons of people bitching. Like I can't, I at least with wrestling, you kind of have the wrestling card Twitter.
Mhm.
I know like four people on Twitter that collect NASCAR cards. So I haven't and they don't talk much. So I have nobody to talk to about this. But yeah, I canceled my MLB TV subscription. Uh, it's just way too much, man. Even with the military discount, it wasn't that bad. Or if you have T-Mobile for your cell phone, you can get a free subscription to MLB TV. But most of the times, the games that I want to watch, I can't even watch. Like I'll watch the Orioles all the time, but they're so bad that you can only take so much of it. And then yeah, there you go. Yeah, never paid for it in the first place. Smart. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of times if you have MLB TV, if it's a national game, then you can't watch it anyway because it's black. Yeah, back to the blackouts again. They just suck. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
So
there was it was years ago. I'll never forget it because I about threw a couple of remotes to the TV. There was Duke and Carolina were playing, and there was a discrepancy on uh, our region where ESPN was blacking it out because they thought CBS was playing it because CBS is our local channel. CBS was blacking it out because they thought that ESPN was showing it because it's national game,
yeah,
college game, game day or whatever you want to like the game of the week or whatever. And so it was blacked out on ESPN and CBS, but
yeah,
just like in our region, pretty much. I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
yeah, yeah. And now that I think about it, like you can almost chronicle like the my death as a fan of MLB. So they get rid of the affiliates in my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's right there. There's what was it? There's two teams. So they got rid of the low A and the high A teams in my hometown, and then the next closest team they get rid of. So then I'm not really excited to get to buy any Bowman cards because now me and my parents aren't going to see those teams. Which my parents they had season tickets to the Hagerstown Suns and the Frederick Keys, so they don't have those season tickets anymore. They don't really go to any baseball games anymore. And then so my interest goes down a little bit. And then the pandemic, it goes down, locking out fans and shit. Then you have games with the cardboard cutouts and all the bullshit about Manfred saying, well, it was going to be a 60 game season anyway. So okay, so what was all that BS about? So then, the interest level goes down a little bit more. And then the CPBL comes along. Well, they've always been there, but then so the overseas baseball they start playing. So then my interest level is down, and then I start leaning over here towards towards Asian baseball more, and then the lockout happens, and yeah, but so I absolutely hate what they did with KBO on ESPN. The broadcasts were garbage. I hated it. I'm surprised all the commentators hadn't blocked me on Twitter because I was constantly tweeting at them during the games about all the stuff they were fucking up. Yeah. But yeah, so I'd rather get up at 1, 2, or 3 a.m. to watch a baseball game in Japan, Taiwan, or Korea than I would rather stay up till like 7 o'clock at night to watch a baseball game. Right? Yeah. So, yeah.
I think they just, I mean, even, like what, 3 or 4 years ago or 5 years ago, whenever it was, when they kind of started the little bullshit rule changes and views and all that, they started disenfranchising a lot of their fans, and they've done nothing to right the ship. They've done nothing to say, you know what, we pushed the people a lot away. Let's see what we can push a lot of people away. Let's see what we can do to maybe get one or two of them back. They've only just continued to say, well, this is the direction of baseball. This is what we're doing. Jump on board or jump off board. It's up to you.
Yeah. It's actually funny that you say that because really, I'm minor league baseball is all I'm really that's holding me on, I guess, or whatever. Uh, and I hate all the stuff that they're doing. Like they're using minor league baseball as a petri dish with the dumbass bigger bases and all the other stuff that they do. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And so once they finally screw that up, then I'll probably be done. But yeah, so I actually lived in Korea for 3 years. That's where me and Dan met, and yeah, Korea. So you can go in and out of the game as many times as you please. All you got to do is get your hand stamped and your ticket stamped. You can go in and out. You can leave the stadium, go over to Pizza Hut, order a pizza, bring the whole damn thing into the stadium because I've done it. Or if you want to be fancy, you have one of your Korean friends order food on the food app. The dude on the moped shows up at the stadium. You just go outside, pick up your food from him, take it back into the stadium. Or you don't even have to do that because the food inside the stadium is the same price as the food outside the stadium. That goes for booze as well. And yes, you can get a 2 liters of beer for $2, and it's amazing. So $2 is the cheap stuff. If you want to get something like Height Premium, that'll set you back $3 for a 2 liter. Yeah. Yeah, well, you can bring your own beer in, but some stadiums, they started a new rule where you would have to pour your beer into a disposable cup. So that was fun, if you didn't have a drink carrier or anything. Yeah, trying to get it all in there. Or you just man up and you chug your 2 liter and, you just go inside. But yeah, it was awesome, dude. Like, Korea was the first time I ever, like, you would go to a gas station or, like a 7-Eleven to get snacks before you went into a sporting event. Korea, you go to the grocery store, baby, and you load up on shit and take it in. And you want to hear something even crazier? You can grill inside the stadium. You can take the little disposable grills. You can start a fire. They don't give a shit. and cook your food the way you like it out in the outfield with your little tent, because they make little tents that you can take. And yeah, you just pitch a tent, you get out your little grill at the base. Oh, god damn. I want to go back to Korea so bad. I love it. I love it over there. And yeah, yeah. And tickets are like depending on some of the stadiums, if you want to sit in the good seats, they're like 80 bucks. But those good seats, they're leather recliners behind home plate, and you have a waitress and stuff like that. It's yeah, man, it's awesome. It's so awesome.
Not like that here.
No, God, no, no, no. Yeah, I would hate to. I wish I was more into social media when I was in Korea the way I am now, so I could document all this shit, because people probably don't believe me and like show this is how much it costs here. This would probably be a week's paycheck, all the shit that I ate and drank in Korea. If you like did the price comparison to what it would cost in the States. Because, oh man, dude, I went to the NASCAR race in Phoenix. I think it was last month. Oh my God. So for me and my two, I took my two oldest boys, and food for all of us, food and drinks for three people. I think I spent like $120, man. Because all the cheapest food option was $16, and that was a hot dog and fries. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I was like, we got there early and I was tired. I was like, man, okay, cool. This concession stand has Monster, $8. Yeah, no. Daddy's just gonna, do some wind sprints or something. No Monster. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was insane. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the Orioles do stuff like that too, where you can bring in. So Dave might know, because he's probably been to a Orioles game more recently than me, but I want to say that you can't bring in a drink other than water, and it has to either be sealed or completely empty. So that way you can like fill it up at the water fountains inside the stadium. But I could be wrong. But yeah, even then, it's too expensive, man. Because if I'm going to go up to Phoenix, I want to pop over and get some bonus time with my kids, and then like the tickets are just insane. But the cool thing about the D-backs is they allow scalpers, and it's the stadium here in Arizona isn't like the other stadiums that I've been to, where the scalpers have to be like X amount of feet away from the stadium. The D-back scalpers, they're like right beside the ticket booth. They're like, look, bro, you can pay this. You can pay $25 for these tickets at the box office, or you can get them from me, same section, probably the seat right beside it, for $15. Like, do you take Venmo? Do you have PayPal or PayPal? Yeah, and just yeah. But yeah, so the D-backs don't sell out. I don't even think they sold out opening day. But yeah. So anyway, but that's my rant. We're getting crazy long. Sorry, but also you have some big news. I seen. You just had a pretty big announcement. What was it? Yesterday or was it today?
Yeah, it was earlier today.
Yeah.
So after a month of not having merch, I decided to set up the good old Teespring store, and it lets you pick whatever you want to have available. So there's quite a few things on there, like shirts, hoodies, long sleeve shirts, cups, mugs, and stickers. Something at every price point, and it suggests pricing, for like the biggest profit or whatever. But I really marked a lot of the stuff down to where I'm really only making like $2 or $3 off of everything, as to where before it was like the shirts were like $14 cost, and I had them at like 24.99 at like a $10 profit. And I was like, nah, that's not gonna really, because I mean, I don't plan on selling much of it anyway, and if it's overpriced, then nobody's gonna buy it.
Mm.
I announced it on Facebook yesterday first, and actually had some of the wrestlers that I'm friends with, and have shared a lot of stuff for, and had on Over the Top Rope. They bought some stuff, and just to kind of reciprocate that support. So I was very thankful for that.
Yeah,
Shout out,
that's
shout out to a friend of mine, Larry. He bought some stuff, and TDT Tevin, that damn talented Turner who I've had on Over the Top Rope. He purchased something. So shout out to those two guys. Definitely, I appreciate them reciprocating the support, and hopefully I can sell a whole bunch more shit going forward.
yeah, that'd be sweet, man.
The
So what all do you have?
uh there's like regular tees, like t-shirts that you put on and immediately break out into a rash and start itching. And then they have the comfort tees. There's a long sleeve shirt, hoodie, ceramic mug, water bottle, tumbler, and a sticker. If I remember correctly, and the hoodies were suggested at like $45. I can't remember what those are at. But yeah, like I said, I adjusted the price of everything to cheaper than what they were suggesting,
Yeah.
uh, so that it's a little bit more affordable, and it doesn't, and I'm not trying to pay the bills off of it anyway. So,
Mhm.
it's a no brainer to mark some of that stuff down. So,
That's awesome.
the link is in the bio to my Twitter, and it's also on the Chase McGrath Facebook page under the website.
Gotcha. Yeah, you'll have to throw that up on the that hobby show Facebook page that we've neglected. So
Yeah, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's still I still get notifications every now and again that somebody followed us. So thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
buy Houston's merch. But yeah, you got anything else going on?
Nah, that's pretty much it. The ALW has partnered with a another promotion here, SCWA. They're having an event next weekend with a lot of the guys from ALW. So I'll be attending that Saturday, and I'll get to see EC3 and Fodder from Control Your Narrative, which Fodder I'm pretty good friends with. We talk regularly, but it's always nice to see him in action. So I'll
Yeah,
see him there. The people can talk shit about Control Your Narrative all they want to, but the last two shows they did, like, there's people as far as the eye can see in the pictures, and it's like standing room only. So, I
yeah.
mean,
So that'll basically be a control your narrative event.
not officially, just because Braun Strowman or Adam Scher is like the ringleader to all that. He's not going to be there, but
Mm.
EC3 is kind of like the second in command, if you will. So it's being advertised as like if a wrestler was on AEW Dark, it'd be like as seen on
Yeah,
AEW Dark. So it's being advertised in that kind of way. But two very prominent heavy hitters from Control Your Narrative. So I haven't seen EC3 wrestle in person yet, so I'm pretty excited about that one. And Chance Prophet, who was in TNA for a couple of years, he's going to be there as well. Me and him have had some conversations on the social media before, so it'll be good to see a lot of the guys in person for the first time.
do you have any cards that you can get signed?
Chance has some in circulation, and he actually owes me one, but he's so busy. I brought it up twice over the last several months,
Uh-huh.
and he's just so busy. I don't feel like beating a dead horse. So it's like if I see him, I'll be like, "Hey, man, by chance, do you have it with you? Maybe possibly have some at the merch table or something. But yeah, I do know he's got like it's very few, like three different cards maybe in circulation. So we'll see what happens.
Sweet. Hopefully you can pick some up. And then hopefully you can find one of those Cody Rhodes Panini Instant cards. But don't forget that a majority of those people that bought those cards probably aren't wrestling fans. So search RODS. And
Yeah.
you might find some deals because I'm sure it happens. That's one of my. I don't think it's a secret. Anybody that is like a super collector or PC's a certain player, you always want to put in all the different ways that people will spell it wrong because that's when you find that 101 to complete your rainbow. You
Yep.
know that, and you get it at a smoking price because
Mhm.
they spelled the person's name wrong, or they do like happens to us on Twitter from time to time. It autocorrects to something insane, and Elon Musk hasn't invented the edit button yet for Twitter, so we still have to wait.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in and hanging out with us. I appreciate it. Next week's episode won't be this long, I promise. I apologize, and I'll be moved into the new house by then, and my background will look a lot cooler than just me sitting on the floor trying to hide the doorknob thing. So yeah, yeah. So thanks everyone. We'll see you all next week.